Okie dokie. So, hello. Welcome to the Fox's Den. I am Roxanne, and it has been like forever and a day. I don't even know if anybody is going to get on live, but this was the easiest way to do a sorry, choking over here to do a Q&A. So, let me just close this over here so I can see if anybody hops on and has questions. So it's been a long time. I think the last time I did anything with the channel, oh, I know what it was. I did a wonderful collaboration with Allie Mack. That was great. I love doing that. And I posted that up. That was about learning styles. That was fun. And she's great. We're going to do another collab. But I've been receiving questions, messages, and emails, and questions about teaching and for first-time teachers. And I thought, you know what? I will just go live instead of trying to make a video about it. So here we are. Now I'm already in my jammies. I took a shower. I'm in my jammies. I'm all comfy. I have my cup of tea. And I thought, okay, I can do this. So I wanted to, first of all, I want to see the names. So when people were asking me questions, sometimes with emails and tags on, like, on your YouTube page or your Google, whatever your answer asking me about, I don't always know what your name is because it's like a series of letters or whatever it is you're using. But I did want to acknowledge some of the names, the first names of some of the people. So you know that I really am receiving and your questions and answering them. So the first person was Sorrel. I'll be answering some of your questions. Jasmine. Who else was there? Janelle. And these are just the names that I actually know. And this name was a little different. The last name is Summer, and the first name was Colclough. I'm not really sure if it was a Summer or not, but anyway. So some of the questions that were being asked, like I'm going to tackle like hard, difficult, lengthy, simple, easy, and then finish off with the more lengthy. All right. So the first one is, this is easy. Do people at your school know you are a YouTuber? They do. That's a personal decision. And they do at my school because I also am a character ed advisor, and my students, like, I make videos that include my students, and they are, on our actual district YouTube. So parents actually sign off on that. They sign off on it because it's for the district, but they also sign off on it because they know I am the admin to my channel. And if they say no to it, we just don't include the kiddos in that, which is fine. But that's a personal choice. My students know, my administrators know, parents know. It's not a secret. My colleagues know. I chose to tell them. I mean, we did stuff for the school even through my YouTube channel, so that might be why it's out there. I do suggest, if you don't want everyone to know, that is fine. But please make sure, just from my own experience and many, many years of teaching, please make sure that your administration knows. They should know, because then you have to make sure you have permission to even, of course, you won't include students unless you had permission, but even to just be recording on the premises, you might not even be allowed to do that. And every district is different, so you just want to check in with that. Okay, next question. I hope I answered that. Next question is, this one's an easy one. When am I starting school? Well, I teach in New Jersey, and we are starting in September. So September the 1st, we start. We come usually for 2 days, and then the children come. We usually start before the holiday. I know down in the South, because I'm from Jersey, down in the South, you've already started, but for us, that's when we start. Another question is, okay, why did I start my channel? So the Fox's Den, because I have more than one channel, the Fox's Den was started because I wanted it out of boredom. I was bored. And my family, we all live near each other. We're all involved with each other. And we're always doing kindness challenges, or we are trying to be more kind. And that was like the running theme. But I'm a teacher, so it's really my teacher life. And I wanted to show my family too, as long as they are okay with it. Sometimes the kids are, sometimes the kids aren't. But I wanted to show my family life because a lot of times teachers get consumed by their job and it takes over, and that's how they identify themselves as a teacher. And you forget that you're a mom and a sister and a neighbor and a friend and a cousin and just you. So I wanted to show all the aspects of the teacher life, which kind of hurts my channel for YouTube because I don't just do teacher things. It's more of like a vlog in our lives and how they intertwine, because I bring that to school. And my family is very helpful. They help me at school. They help me decorate my classroom. My sister is amazing. If you go back through my channel, you will see, oh my goodness, she is like, if you love my room and people have commented about it, that's fine. But I cannot take credit for it because she is the designer and she is the one that, does all of that. Okay, so another question was, how do I promote my channel? I don't do anything fancy. It's just the everyday thing like Instagram and Twitter. I'm terrible on Twitter. Instagram, Twitter. What was the other thing? Oh, Facebook. I have a Facebook page just for the Fox's Den, but also you can join Facebook pages like teachers helping teachers, or teacher YouTubers, or something that is like maybe second grade teachers or fifth grade teachers, whatever genre you are teaching or grade level you are teaching. So, I mean, that's how I promote it. I don't really do a good job of that. Like that wasn't really important to me. I guess it was, but it wasn't. And that takes up a lot of time. It's very consuming. Okay, let's see. What's another question here? I got all my little teacher notes right here. I've got another one here. I see some people are here. Hello. If you have questions, you can just post them. Let's see. Okay. Teacher YouTuber question was, what equipment do I use, or what equipment should you use? So, if you're brand new as a teacher YouTuber, I strongly suggest you don't buy any equipment because it just might not be the thing for you. If you have an iPhone, you are set, because iPhones, even the older iPhones, have a phenomenal camera on them. They have a great microphone. They have, everything is wonderful. Then you can use the iPhone has an app that you could put right on your phone, and right on your phone, you can edit using iMovie. It's great. If you are not sure exactly how to use any of those things or equipment or anything that has to do with filming from your phone, there is a great YouTube site. Let me see. I always forget exactly what their name is, and I have to look it up. Where is it? Think Media. That's it. They are a great source. I'll put all of this in the questions so you can, not in the questions, in the descriptions so you can see it. So Think Media is amazing. You just get on there and you will watch. It's on YouTube, and they just talk you through every single thing you could imagine. They give great suggestions too. So if you are a YouTuber and you're a teacher who wants to be a YouTuber, I suggest you use your phone, especially if you have an iPhone. And then you could buy little inexpensive things. Like I said, the microphone works great, as does the as is the camera. But if you wanted to add little things on there, this is something you could add, this little mic here. Also, if you wanted more light, now that's tricky. A lot of people get that ring light and stick it on. You have to be careful, because if you wear glasses, it shows up in your glasses. It's not the best to do, but something like this works out great too. You can use this. It has that like square like battery in the back. Again, I will put this all in the description below if you need more lighting. Now tonight, don't go by me. I am breaking every rule you could imagine. I don't have the right lighting, and I don't care because it's nighttime and I'm going to go to bed soon. So I'm just in my little comfy zone. If I were recording like a video for school or something like that, I would have better lighting. Something else that you could do when it comes to lighting, and it costs nothing, is to make sure that you are facing the light, and the light, like natural light, is behind your camera, whatever you're using. So it's like shining on your face, and the camera, it's coming from behind the camera. Natural light is great. From a window, sitting by a window. What else? Okay, these are cool things that I have that are lifesavers. Believe it or not, it's this little rinky dink thing. So I have a simple tripod, and this screws right in, and you could just put your iPhone. Wait a minute, it's behind me. I have it without a case. You can just put your iPhone right in there and then screw it down. It is amazing. So it's cheap. You use it. It works perfect. And then also something like when you're in the classroom, believe it or not, this little thing, my sister actually bought it for me. And again, I will put all this in the description below. This works great. So these are little inexpensive things that you can invest in. And then you could say, oh yeah, I do like being a teacher YouTuber. Or you could say, oh my gosh, this is too time consuming, because if you don't edit your own work, I mean, I don't know how you're going to afford for somebody else to edit your own work. And I don't know if I would want somebody else to edit my own work. But if you are not editing your own work, then it's not that time consuming. But you should be editing your own work, or at least having a big say in it, because how does someone know what angle you like or what you can keep or cannot keep? So it is time consuming, especially if you're going to do like the day in the life of a teacher. That is extremely time consuming. So I don't know if anyone has any questions about that. You could put that in the little chat box or later on ask, and I will respond right on YouTube. I'm pretty good with that. Try to keep my eye on the comments, because sometimes there's like spam in there. That's something that you should know if you are trying to be a teacher YouTuber. Keep up on the comments, because that could get you booted off and shut down, even though it's not you. There's some bad spam in there. You want to like get rid of that. All right. So I think, let's see, the equipment. I'm sorry, I'm looking down. I talked to you. Oh, I didn't tell you about thumbnail. Okay. You want to do everything that's free when you're first starting. So there's something called Phonto, Phonto. It's free. It's an app. It makes great thumbnails, and it offers a lot for free. And if you're not quite sure about this, 1280 by 720 are the specs that you use when you're making your thumbnail for YouTube. So, and this was a great question, because I think this is coming from the teacher YouTuber page, and you're brand new. A lot of you are in your first year, and these are just some little pointers that I could give to you. Okay, so I'm going to move on to something that is not of YouTube, but someone was asking me about Sanitizer. And I'm like, really? They're still asking about Sanitizer? Actually, it wasn't one person, it was many people. So this actually is my favorite. Now, of course, my sister Jamie, she is the shopper. We have a ton of this. I don't even know if they still sell it, because I have so much it didn't expire. But this is my favorite. It comes from Victoria's Secret. And it has two smells. One is like coconut and the other one is like peach, but it just smells fresh. The reason why I like it is because when you spray it, it's not like some of them are full force and you get drenched. It just sprays enough for your hands, right? I'm not going to spray it now. But the other thing that I love, and it lasts forever. The other thing that I love is like, so say you're at school and you got your mask on and you don't have a second one yet, and you are able to take it off. You're outside in the bathroom, whatever. I like to take the spray and spray the outside of this, hoping that I'm killing some kind of germs, because that's where they're supposed to be. Of course, air it out. Don't put it on, because you will knock yourself out, because this is alcohol based. And that's my favorite one. So again, it's by Victoria's Secret, and it's pink, and it's called Hand Sanitizer. This one actually is unscented. So I will again put it in the description below. I see 5 of you are here. I don't know if any of you have any questions before I move on. I talk fast. If you know me, I talk fast. We're all from South Jersey. If you don't know me, that's where I'm from. I talk fast. Okay. All right. I'm going to check my other questions. These are legit questions that people have been asking. Sanitizer. Oh, okay. This one. I loved this question. I love books. And someone was asking me for some ideas about nonfiction picture books, because there are so many books out there that are, of course, storybooks. And I have a slew. So I'm going to share just a few of them. So this is one, it's called The Story of Snow, The Science of Winter's Wonder. This is gorgeous. And there's another one about Snowflake Bentley that has just as many gorgeous pictures together. And I have a lot of different nonfiction books about snow, and I usually do a theme with it. So this is it. And I just want to open it up just to show you what I mean by the beauty of it. These are real photographs. And there's a ton of information in here. So if you were doing like a water cycle, or you were doing states of matter, this would be perfect. Look, this right here is an actual captured snowflake. And then it shows you how you could do it if you wanted to do it with your students if you get snow in your area. So this one, love it. So when I'm finished with the live, I will go in and then put all of this in for you. So this one is good for the younger children. It's called Hay Water. And it shows all the different types of water. The pictures are very simple. The wording is very simple, but it's a good nonfiction book for students that are younger. I don't know. It looks fuzzy, this camera. I don't know. I'm having camera issues. So I love this one. This one's good. And I think at the back, yes, it does. Okay. At the back, it shows you about the water cycle, forms of water, how to conserve water. So there's some stuff in there for you. I have, oh, someone's giving it a thumbs up. I thought somebody was asking me a question. Okay, another one that's really good is tornadoes. Now, why I like this one is because there's so much in one picture. You could do a close read of this. And when you're doing the close read, you're just zeroing in on a picture or two. And there's just so much that you could discuss, even with the little ones. It has great information down here for the older children, but you can definitely, for the little ones, use this. All right, so that one's tornadoes. And I'll leave my favorite one for last, but I have to show you this one. I'm trying to love math. Oh my goodness, it has such great sense of humor in it. Now, of course, it's like a story, but it is nonfiction. So this one particular page, if you're not familiar with it, and there's a whole series about it, like I'm trying to love science, I'm trying to love spiders. So it says, this is cute. It says, and I can read a little blurb of it without copyright infringement. But isn't that a good thing? Without those measurements and fractions, what would you end up with? So what he has is a burnt pile of mush. I guess you have a point. So there's like a running dialogue. Now, of course, you have no idea what I'm saying until I read the other part. But I'm just trying to show you that there's like this little running dialogue that goes with the page before. But over to the side on this page is an actual math problem. And it says, okay, you see this math problem here? And he has a little arrow. I'm going to try to love it. Maybe if I stare at it and think about cookies. So then there's like sarcasm in it. And then he goes to the next one and he goes, nope, I'm already bored. What if I jazz it up with some extra numbers? And he tries to and add some of these symbols. So what he's doing is he's actually going through and doing what the children should be doing, which is cool. And I love this book. It's a good one. Okay. Another book that is informational text or nonfiction. This is very good for the older children. It's called Hot Dog, and it has to do with Eleanor Roosevelt. And she threw a picnic for real. She really did. She threw a picnic and she invited the King and Queen of England. The artwork in here is amazing. But I just want to read the first page to you. It says, hot diggity dog. Eleanor Roosevelt really liked hot dogs. She liked to eat them and she liked to cook them up on the grill. In her family, she was famous for her hot dog roasts. But when her husband, Franklin, was elected president of the United States, there wasn't much time for a hot dog roast. But then she winds up actually having, true story, a hot dog roast. But look how they captured her face and her likeness. And the king and queen, when they get there, look at their faces. I'm sorry, that's not the king and queen. Well, actually, it's the king and queen of the United States. It's, look at his face and how excited she is. Let me show you the king and queen's face. I'm sorry. So it's cute. It's very cute. It's fun. Okay, now this is not a nonfiction book, but since we're on picture books, I do have a video where I talk about like great picture books to use in your classroom for the beginning of the year. This is one of them, and it's called After the Fall. And I just want to read the first page for you because this is a great book to read in the beginning, especially since we're still dealing with the pandemic. I'm sorry, let me have a sip of my tea. Love you. You're awesome. Oh, hi, Kristen. Thank you. I love you too. Since we are still dealing with the pandemic, I would pick these certain books, and I have a whole video on this. But I chose the books because they would speak to the children about being nervous or having a worry or how to cope, and they're great. And I wrap them up in crazy different wrapping paper, and I'd hold them up, and the children would get to vote which one they wanted me to unwrap and read. So the beginning of this book is amazing. It says, "My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day I fell." And in parentheses, it says, "I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life." And it talks about how to cope. I mean, it's beautiful. If you don't have this book, if you get nothing else, please, 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 please get this book. You can get it off of Amazon. This is amazing. Read it with the children. And if you have upper grades, you can still, like fifth, sixth, even seventh and eighth, you can use it for writing. You could use it to point out different techniques of figurative language, onomatopoeia, that's figurative language, signpost, just all kinds of things besides the message of, when you fall, you get back up. And it's really beautiful message. Let me show you the end real quick so you could get an idea of what happens. He winds up having wings to fly, and life's even better than he thought it could be. It's really good. I think I cried when I first read it, but I cried everything. Okay, I want to check my time. What time is it? How are we doing? Because I don't like to keep people for too long. Let's see. Oh, we're doing okay on time. If you have a question, again, you can ask. All right. So I'm so used to my other channel. People usually hop on and have 92 questions. I did my sanitizer, did the nonfiction books. Okay. All right. This is a very good question. Someone was asking on one of the, I think it's teacher YouTuber page on Facebook, due to COVID, what do you do? Like, how do you do I was just about to say, don't make me cry with those books. I know, Kristen, you're right. I know. So the question was, due to COVID, how do you do like turn and talk or think, pair, and share? So I found two ways to do it. So the first thing that you could do is, I'll show you my home version of this. And I have writing on it. Let's make sure it's okay. Oh, yeah, it's fine. It's me talking about the different types of learners. So you have dry erase boards, and the kids have dry erase boards. And of course, as good teachers do, you're organized. And if you're in rows, like, like I never was, but I am now, you're in rows and columns. So you have the children already know who their partner is. So anytime they have to think, pair, and share, turn and talk, they already know if they're going to turn to the left or the right or behind them. We can turn behind because we also have shields besides being masked up. And they know if someone's absent, who their backup is, right? So you've got all that done. And that's what they can do. They can hold it up and they can share and they can communicate like that. It sounds like it would be noisy, but I don't know about you. My children, that mask really muffled them in more ways than one, as a metaphor and literally. So it's fine. You know how to manage it. They know how to, you got to train them and teach them. Train them's not a good word. Teach them and get all those procedures ready and make sure you practice. And that worked out great. But the other thing that I was able to do, I even did this for guided reading, because I did teach guided reading all through the pandemic, even when we were virtual, is when they're in the classroom, still set up a Google Classroom, divide the children up into their groups and pairs and send them off. But they all get on and they have to mute, because if not, you'll get all that whistling and back sound. And you as the teacher, whatever they have to think, pair, and share and do, they can do it in the chat box. And you as the teacher monitor and walk around the classroom. So that way they can chat. That worked out great too, especially in the beginning of the school year. And then as the children got more comfortable with their situation, they used the boards more, and we were even able to turn and talk. I have no idea with this new variant, what that means. People have been asking me about that because I'm on the pandemic team. I cannot answer any of those kinds of questions tonight because I myself am not sure. And I don't like to give out information that I don't, if I speak on something like that, it's because I'm like 100% sure that that's, what it is. And I'm not. So that's a whole other conversation. You could keep emailing me those questions. Eventually I'll answer them. So I hope I answered the think, pair, and share thing. And then what was the other thing? Oh, okay. This is a good thing. Someone wanted to know about the best resources online. So here is what I suggest. It's free. It was the best thing I've ever found. It saved my life, and it didn't matter what subject it was for and what grade level, from preschool all the way up to high school. I don't care if it was gym and math, if it was character ed, whatever. On Facebook, there is a group called, and whoever thought this group up, whoever the admin is, I mean, I would pay actually to get on, and it's called the Bitmoji Craze. Bitmoji Craze. Again, I'll put it in the description. Even if you don't have Bitmoji Classroom, it's okay. It was one of the greatest resources ever because things were made and people were sharing. Like, teachers are generous. They were sharing all kinds of things, and you make a copy of it. You download it in Google in your Drive. You make a copy, so then you're able to change it. The first time it ever happened and someone gave me stuff, I didn't make a copy and I changed their stuff, but I learned fast. Okay. So this was like just as the pandemic was coming. So you make a copy and it's amazing. I mean, I had award ceremonies, they have countdowns, they have scavenger hunts, but they have the real deal classrooms with like files that you can click. So again, Bitmoji Craze. If you're not in it, you're missing out. It's the greatest resource ever and it's free. You find it on Facebook. Okay. So the next thing is I wanted to recommend 3 teacher YouTubers that I've used. So Susan Jones Teaching, that's what it's called, Susan Jones Teaching, and her name is Susan Jones. She was a teacher, but this is what she does. She sells her products, but she has a YouTube video. I think it's twice a week. And she's amazing, especially if you're in the lower level and you're teaching younger students how to read and to write. She's great. She'll come on. She has like three things that she'll teach you. She's very specific. You can get off that YouTube channel and the next day implement them. That is how good she is. That's how specific she is. She knows her stuff. I cannot tell you. I mean, I would love for her to come to our school. She's amazing. So it's Susan Jones Teaching. And then there's the La Teacher Life, LALA. She is, I don't know, that woman wakes up, she does Teacher Life. She wakes up 4:00 in the morning, has a snack. She gets on. She's such a busy woman. She shows you how she has her house all done up, what she does in her classroom. She has great ideas. See my chair? I don't know. Here it is. See this chair? Her mom bought it for her when she was teaching last year or the year before. And my sister saw it, so she bought it for me. And she is dynamo. She has these very, very useful resources besides her YouTube channel, and you could buy them on Teacher Pays Teacher. She puts a lot of free things out there. She's great. Okay, that's another one. And then the third one is the Lettered Classroom. She teaches a combo class in Pennsylvania. She teaches 4th, 5th, and 6th. She does lives. And when she does lives, you bring your notebook and it's like you're taking a class. And I don't know about you, but I can use it as PD where I'm from. They allow us to do that. She is just amazing as well. So I talked fast. I think I answered all of the questions that were being asked of me. And if there are no other questions, then I am going to sign off in about a minute. And I promise that I will put all of this information in the description below. It might take me a little while. I mean, this will be up, but check back if you're looking for anything. And then anytime you have a question, as soon as I'm off the broadcast, you can just leave it as a comment and I get it and I will respond as soon as I can. Usually I do it right away. I'm like constantly getting alerts. Okay. Kristen, I don't know if you're here, but thanks for stopping by. All right. If no one has a question, you have a good night and I'll see you later. Bye.